If you are an artist or graphic designer, you may at times have felt frustrated with your work. Maybe you have a vision in your head that you just can't seem to execute, or maybe you're wondering why your designs aren't standing out in a sea of other design work. Or maybe you're just starting out and you're not sure why your skills aren't matching what's considered good design. So I'm here to help you hone in on your own point of view and develop what we call good taste. Because you're not missing something, you just need to develop that something. Now, I controversially believe that everyone can develop good taste, although some people are born with an innate compass pointed toward cool, but if you don't feel cool, don't worry. Think of taste like a muscle. It just needs some training. And I want to teach you how to be confident in your perspective and your artistic taste, and how to build the taste when you feel like you do need help. But I believe in your abilities, and you should too. So let's get started. This era is all about the tastemaker. In a world full of algorithms and stolen content, it's actually a skill to be able to have your own ideas and execute them. And how do we do that? With research, baby. A good tastemaker understands the importance of education. Actually studying the history of art, and specifically graphic design, is essential to understanding what is important in design today. But becoming a person with good taste is not only about a formal education. It's an ongoing process that requires constant curiosity. So if you don't have a background where you were traditionally educated in graphic design or art, that doesn't mean you can't be good. Becoming a lifelong student is the key to a career of good taste. So I encourage you all now to educate yourself. And I'm talking to everyone at all levels, myself included. You may be starting from square one. And if you are, I encourage you to start with the basics of graphic design. It's important to read, watch, and immerse yourself in what you are interested in learning. The fundamentals are going to set you up for a career of trusting yourself. And trust in yourself builds your talents further. These are some of my favorite places to start. But maybe you know all this, you know the basics, and it's time to broaden your horizons in design. It's important here to just do the research. Learn the history of cursive lettering. Study the psychology of colors. Watch classic movies. Maybe dive in deep on the marketing of one brand. Decide what it is that you want to explore. Basically, my advice to everyone is pick a topic and dive in deep. Your research can be in the physical art world, in media you love, fashion, food, whatever. And it can be in the digital space. As they say, imitation is the highest form of flattery. So I want you to imitate. So try this. Have a look at work out there that is widely popular. And I don't just mean work that you personally like. I mean work that is generally successful. Now, I want you to make a copy in any design tool that you like. Remember, this is just research and repetition. It's not for the public. Make a copy with what you have and then make new versions. Maybe change the font or the colors or the photography. Start to experiment. And this is where your research will flow. It's really important in your research to continue to stay up to date on what is happening in the design world. And looking at other designers' portfolios can be such a helpful tool in understanding the direction to take your work. I love looking at other designers' websites as well because they give such insight into design thinking. So I'm so happy that this video is sponsored by Framer because we can take a look at some Framer-made design websites and portfolios that I think are really gonna help you in inspiring your journey to good taste. If you don't know about Framer, it's a website builder that is perfect for creating your design portfolio. It's intuitive like a design program and has so many incredible templates and components to get you started. So let's have a look at these incredible creative websites that can help us. I love this minimal website from Ga Design Studio. This is why it works. The style of the site matches the design work that is being showcased. It's minimal and understated, while the layout is fresh and unique for a quiet design style. I think it meshes perfectly. Let's check out this website by Jackie Hu Design and why this works. I think it's perfectly encapsulating the younger tech-driven style of Gen Z design, With subtle framer assets and movements, a cursor change, trendy graphics, it really intrigues you, but it doesn't overwhelm you. I think it's just the perfect balance of creativity, fun, and professionalism. And last, buychudy.com. This is one of my favorite sites online right now. And why this works. It is such a creative way to showcase your designs, and it is so up to date. And with Framer, it can be so customized to perfection. I just love how much personality you can show through such specific graphics. I think it's the epitome of good taste because it really understands its audience. Thank you so much to Framer for sponsoring this section of the video. I think this was a great way to show more examples of building good taste. Okay, now you've probably heard this word curation, right? Especially when it comes to the role of the creative director, who we can consider the ultimate tastemaker, the ultimate pinnacle of good taste. But what exactly is curation? Definition: the action or process of selecting, organizing, and looking after the items in a collection or exhibition. So in design, we can do this through mood boarding. Mood boarding is a big part of building taste and a big part of the design process. Collecting, organizing, and referencing to build a brand, create a new project, and overall create a vibe. And the typical way we talk and look at mood boards and mood boarding are on sites like Pinterest. But when you're developing your good taste, I am going to tell you, stay away from Pinterest and sites like it. I'll tell you why in a second. But I feel like the conversation around curation is usually about the fashion industry, and that's for good reason. It's all about defining your unique style. And fashion is a main way to express your style outwardly to the world. In the fashion industry, creative directors of brands curate their collections the same way visual designers start new projects, with mood boarding, curating, and referencing. But these references should not come from a one-to-one comparison. Yes, it can be fun and inspirational to look at specific designs to then create our own. And like I said before, it's a great exercise in developing a sense of taste. But when learning how to curate, use the research you've done to inform what you would like to create. Fashion designers are constantly using their references and research to create their art. The designer Simone Rocha is heavily inspired by Irish folklore and mythology. Jonathan Anderson's new fall-winter collection for Dior made references to a specific Paris garden where the show was also held. Sometimes it's just a physical object or a movie or a specific animal that inspires an entire collection. It's not that their main source of inspiration came from fashion collections from before. Yes, they reference those things too, but it is about finding their own inspiration outside of that. It's about their point of view as well. So in your graphic design work, get inspired by real life sources. Nature, music, books, fashion, not just by going online and looking at other designs constantly. Then your mood boards will become less about a specific design goal that you're trying to achieve and more about cultural relevance and a specific feeling that you can work toward. Now, graphic design exists everywhere. It exists in our everyday, whether we notice it or not. There is so much we're surrounded by on a day-to-day basis that a lot of it is very easy to overlook. But sometimes there is just a design that is so incredibly heinous that even the least artistically inclined is going to notice. Even they might be shocked by the lack of taste. And similarly, when a design is so great or the marketing is so great, a lot of people might be drawn to something, people who don't understand design, and they don't even know why they're so drawn to it. So let's talk about what works in design and what doesn't. And this is going to help you figure out true taste from a design perspective. I pulled these examples from an article that I will link below, but let's look at these bad designs. Here are some unfortunate examples of bad kerning. Kerning is the spacing between letters, and it's a very important part of design to pay attention to typography mistakes like this. It can be a very unfortunate mistake when it happens, so you definitely need to pay attention to this. But this part of design is a little more subtle. Now, let's look at this poster design example and why it shows poor design thinking. Hierarchy, things like the larger font compared to the smaller, brighter colors compared to the black, places the importance on a specific part of the design. In this example, the hierarchy is pretty much the same on every piece of information here. It also is using too many fonts. There should really only be 2 to 3 tops in a design. And let's compare this to this poster. I love this design because it understands hierarchy thoroughly, color balance, and the type is not overwhelming the poster. Working well within the confines of a design is also very important. Bad alignment and not following a grid cheapens the designs. But when you have the framework of understanding grid systems, you can start to experiment and create better designs like this. This design pushes the boundaries of grids, but it still works because it follows rules. So building taste is an ever-evolving process. As designers, I think we should be really digging our heels into learning and research and becoming curious about the world around us. It's important to learn and experience as much as possible, whether that's in design programs or out in the world. Start building your archive. Collect everything that intrigues you. Learn the basics and learn the niche. Get obscure with your research and find out what interests you so that you can become the person and designer I know you can be. And this is very self-motivated, so you're gonna have to be willing, and I believe that you can do it. If you like this video about building taste, then let me know by leaving a like and let me know in the comments what other type of art topics that you're interested in right now. What are we talking about? What's going on in the world? I'm trying to stay up to date with everything and have these cool open discussions about art and design. So let me know what you want to see and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye. Ooh, also check out my Substack and subscribe, link below.